This tech tip video is going to feature the child safety grip forming system. It's a very unique forming system that enables putting a vertically raised handhold on concrete that's already been placed. It's a wet-to-wet bond. It's a very unique form, and this is the profile that we begin with. You'll note, as opposed to any other form we make, this form has a run of protective tape across the top because we're going to be sliding a number of proprietary tools across the top of this form. This form sets to elevation just like any tie wire form that we produce. And on this mock-up wall, we are going to show doing this on a non-floating deck. We would typically, on a child safety grip system, we'd really want to be pouring a coping anyway rather than a floating deck because it's fairly extensive work. So to set the form to elevation, we're going to do just like we do any one of our forms. Find the top of the tile, seat the form, hit and hold, be sure that form's secure. If we were pouring a floating deck in this system, we would utilize a tile strip, and some crews prefer to use the tile strip even if they're only pouring a coping. This form does accommodate placement of a tile strip. It would seat right there like they normally do into position. The aluminum tie wires now include a plastic washer. In placing the tie wire, we are creating a pilot hole through the forming system, bringing the tie wire back and wrapping it to the proper tension on the nail in the top of the beam. We've got our forms are all set up, and we've got concrete on the job. This type of a site, a mixed design, would be fairly rich. We'd want to see about a 6.5 bag mix, which would equate to at least a 3,500 psi. And when the concrete shows up, we've got to find our concrete that we're going to use to fill these tools up with. So if it's a chute truck, we might lift up one chute, throw a piece of rebar in the hinge, and bring it back down and hang a 5-gallon bucket, and we'd be catching mostly sand and cement in that bucket. Another method would be to have some 5-gallon buckets and use hardware screen and screen that mix through the wire. So now that we've got this mix sitting on the side, it's incumbent on somebody in the crew to have a vibrator, and as we're waiting to use that mix, they need to keep that mix in flux. They've got to drop a vibrator in it every once in a while to keep it nice and slumpy. So we place our concrete, we do our original trowel pass, floating the concrete and do an original trowel pass, and then we get to start slip forming the delivery of this raised handhold. This is a hopper. We offer 2 hoppers in this set of tools. One is large, one is small. All of these tools have a urethane rubber base, and they are very, very durable. I'm not going to say it's going to last a lifetime, but it's going to last a long time. They're very durable bases. And we will set this tool on top, and you have to imagine that I've got concrete placed here, and with a cup or whatever, we're going to deliver concrete into this hopper, and we're going to slide it. This tool is directional. It goes from right to left, and we're going to slip form a raised column. We will follow that because we need to tighten up this concrete as we go along with a profile edging tool. And this tool can follow close just like this. One guy could do it all if somebody is putting his concrete in. And he can slip form just like this. Proprietary tools. We have to have an inside and an outside corner designed for 90s. And for radius work, this is a radius tool. It's a nice thin tool that we can work into radius delivery and finishing. So, of course, clean your tools up when you're done. And nobody offers a system that will provide this other than Stegmeier.